on the top and the bottom, but that would make it a little worse.
Okay.
So you could do it, but let's not.
Okay.
Yeah?
Could you replace them with sine?
Well, we could say like this is sine squared plus cosine squared, and then that's sine squared on the bottom, which might help us realize something that I'm hoping we might be able to realize. Yeah?
Don't you multiply x squared times the bottom?
No, we're not trying to, no, this is about as good as it gets right now. Mason?
On your Pythagorean identities.
Oh, yeah?
Sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1.
Look, we even wrote on the front corner here, do you see how we wrote x squared plus y squared equals 1? Remember how I had you rewrite this a whole bunch of times?
That's not what Emma said.
What?
I thought I heard someone say that.
I did say that. I said the
You did.
cosine sine squared.
Oh, when I called on you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you say that. So you said cosine squared plus sine squared equals 1? Oh, okay, well, perfect. So if you switch it into sine squared plus cosine squared, you could realize, oh, that equals 1. Or if you just leave it as x squared plus y squared, you could equal 1. Emma and Mason, go get prizes. I have got fortune cards, I've got dinosaurs, and I can make you I'm a winner science.
Just one?
The top's just 1.
That's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, but what about the y squared on top?
That's still going to be y squared. We're not trying to get rid of all of it, we're trying to simplify it as far as we can.
So it's gonna be
1 over y squared.
Neat.
Who's it just
Then just change the top to cosecant squared.
Okay, what did you say?
Don't they have to change the top to cosecant squared? It's the same thing.
Oh, yeah, 1 over y squared.
Yeah, but like, but they have it on their sheet.
They have what on their sheet?
1 plus cotangent squared equals
1 plus cotangent squared equals
cosecant squared.
cosecant squared. Yes, they very well could. So that would also work. Any of those would work. See how 1 plus cotangent, what Crystal just said is 1 plus cotangent squared is cosecant squared. So we could have changed it to cosecant squared from the beginning. Totally could have. There's lots of different ways to simplify this stuff. But you guys went this way, so we're going this way. All right, so we just said that this equals 1, so that's 1 over y squared now. That's our top of our fraction, right? Which is cosecant squared, which is what Crystal was saying.
So, don't you want us to do cosecant squared, or doesn't?
Well, we still have to take the top and divide by the bottom. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not transferring it back into trig speak until we're completely done. And right now I've just got, like, here's my top fraction right now, and I'm trying to get a bottom fraction now too. Okay, so you can always use pathways if you want. You can use tricks, and as long as the trick is on this sheet, you can use anything on the sheet, and we're gonna add more and more and more of them as we go. But what always works is simple math. Common denominators, breaking it down. All right, minus, what's cosecant squared? 1 over y squared. I'm going to make this one y squared over y squared. So I can put them together. Y squared minus 1 over y squared. What?
Cosine squared equals 1 minus sin squared.
Okay, so that's a great point. So what you just said was that if I take 1 minus y squared, I get cosine squared. Is this 1 minus y squared?
No, this is y squared minus 1.
But we could change it.
Oh.
So I'm going to factor out a negative 1 and make it y minus y squared. Because if I were to distribute that negative 1 right now, right here, it would make this negative and it would make that y squared positive. Do you see how I just kind of took it out a little bit there? And now I'm going to replace this 1 minus y squared with x squared because you guys just said that cosine squared is equal to 1 minus sine squared, right? So I'm going to write that's equal to negative x squared on top over y squared. Do you guys know where the negative came from?
So 1 will be
The one right here. You also, like Crystal suggested earlier, could have put together that cotangent squared is the same thing as, well, if you minus cosecant here, and you subtracted cotangent over there, you would have ended up with negative cotangent squared, and you could have just done it directly, but it always works to do it this way. And now we need to divide these two. So now my final step, I'm going to do it over here. This is 1 over y squared divided by a negative x squared over y squared. How do I divide fractions? 1 over y squared times negative y squared over x squared.
And the y stands there.
The y squareds cancel out.
And so that means it,
We end up with negative 1 over x squared. So what is my final answer in trig speak? Negative what? Negative secant squared. Stop it. Do you see how the math we're doing is not that hard? It does require you to have some brilliant connections sometimes, like y squared plus x squared equals 1. You have to realize that. Or realize what Crystal realized, and that you can just switch a formula around. Or realize, ooh, this almost looks like a formula if I take out a negative 1, right? This is the stuff that's the big leaps. Those are the hard things. The stuff that isn't hard or shouldn't be is adding fractions and multiplying fractions. That shouldn't be tough, especially because it's not like where I'm testing your math facts, right? I'm not asking you, what's 5 times 7? Or what's 8 divided by 5, and you have to think of what the decimal is. This is just x's and y's and canceling stuff out. Okay? So take it slow. Go really, really slow. Your whole assignment is, let me look. I want you to stay with your partner and work together. If your partner is not done with the first half, start on the second half. They can catch up later. All right, so yesterday I gave you just 1 through 14, right? I didn't add anything else? 1 through 14. Okay, so the whole assignment is page 657? 657, numbers 1 through 14, and then I'm also adding in 53 through 77 odds. And those are the ones where you're going to have to simplify and simplify and simplify. Stay with your partner. Work together. Come ask me questions. All the answers are up here. You got the whole hour.
So I'm confused how we went from
Let me stop my video.